Candid camera.
Yep.
Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Let the record reflect that this is a meeting of the St. Joseph County Alcohol Beverage Board on this 25th day of February at 9 a.m. The members of the local board present today are Eli Wax, myself, Lee Slavinskas, and Michelle Trauber of the Indiana State Excise Police. Are there any persons here who wish to voice opposition to any permits on the agenda today? Okay, will all persons in
Yeah, go ahead and state your name and what place.
State your name
Yeah.
for the record.
Michael Chalk, SCHALK.
Okay,
And what place?
Cheers.
okay. It's recorded in the record that you were here.
Yep.
Will all persons in attendance seeking a new permit, requesting a change of location or ownership, or seeking a renewal after a violation, stand and raise your right hand? Assume that probably be all of you. Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury that the answers that you have given on your application or any testimony you may give to any questions asked by this board to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you may be seated. Okay, first item I'd like to do is entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes from our last meeting.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's approved. The next item is, we only have one item on the Mishawaka side. RR 7101342, Olive Garden, no violations. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
A second.
We have a motion and a second, and all in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, it's approved. With no other business before the Mishawaka portion of this meeting, do I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, we'll now go into the South Bend and St. Joseph County portion. Okay, the first item on the agenda will be approval of the minutes of the last meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
A second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Approved. Okay, next item, approval of the renewals without any violations, which are RC 7106277 South Bend Columbus Club, RC 7111630 St. Joseph Valley Detachment of the Marine Corps League, RH 7192033 the Inn at St. Mary's, RR 7195043 Erskine Golf Course, RR 7195044 El Bell Golf Course, RC 7120434 Anchor Conservation Club, DL 7126546 Speedway on South Bend Avenue, RR 7127640 Wings Etc. and McKinley Highway, RR 7136911 number 6 Scratch Kitchen, RR 7137235 Chow's Restaurant, Bakery and Catering, RR 7138292 Wings Etc. on Cleveland Road, RH 7130254 Four Winds South Bend, RR 7139724 Leo's Family Restaurant, and last of all, DL 7133336 Blarney Stone Wine and Spirits number 4.
You have one
Oh,
more.
one more. RR 7141874 The Bend Lounge. Motion for approval for the renewals without violations.
So moved.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next item on the agenda, RR 7103567. It's a renewal for Frank's Place. Oh, I got pink here, so apparently there's a violation
Mm-hmm.
and
State your name, please.
Bola Singh.
All right, you were on, the PACE program for Frank's Place. And then there's a violation in August of 25 for minor loitering. Paid, $1,000 fine. So you wanna tell us, I guess, what happened with this specific incident?
So I didn't know until the police call us, sorry. There was somebody came in, must had somebody else with them. The guys who bought the alcohol, he was not a minor, but somebody was in the building with him. Nobody knew, and I had a security guys back there, didn't pay attention either. So it happened somewhere between 1 or 2 o'clock a day, and then 7 o'clock, police stopped somebody somewhere and said that there was barred from the minor, and there was a adult in the car, and there was a 19-year-old in the car. So that's what the violation was. But
So to elaborate on that a little bit, so, older than 21-year-old and a minor went into the liquor store portion of Frank's. They both grabbed items from the counter, carried them up to the counter. The 21-year-old set his stuff down. He could have been 23, I don't know, but over 21, set his stuff down, took it from the minor, set his stuff down, and paid for both items. And then they each took the items and walked out. No one ever carded the minor when he was in the store. And there were more than one employee there. So the clerk didn't card him, nobody carded him. So that's why it was a minor loitering only, not a furnishing incident, because the minor didn't buy it. He only was in the store, possessed it, blah, blah, blah. So, just to recap too, they had violations in 2013, 15, 17, 19, 2 of them in 2023, 2 of them in 2024. And then this one in 2025. In March of 25, we gave them a 1-year renewal. I voted to deny it. Actually, it was 3-1 for a 1-year renewal in March. And then they had this violation in August. One thing I'm interested in what about this cook manager that was running the restaurant for you? I heard she's gone.
yeah, we fired her.
You fired her or she left
No,
on
we
her
fired
own?
her a day before, and then she announced that she quit.
Mm,
So what happened in this one? That's one. I fired 3 people with this violation. There was a security guy that was supposed to be monitor everybody who goes in the building, and he was smoking with somebody sitting on the side. When I look at the video, he was there. He didn't pay attention to anybody, so I let him go, and I fired the person who was there because we demand everybody if there's. Doesn't matter they're touching the beer, they're not touching the beer, any alcohol. If there's 2 or 3 people buying and have in the counter together, everybody have to be ID. So we fired that guys. And then of course, she's the one was kind of making a little mistake in the bar and whatsoever. So I let her go that time too. So that's the 3 people I fired that day. My goal is, as like I always said, if you see the report since last year, we cut it our year before. There was no any other complaint, neighbors or anything, and we have no any other violation. This is just stupidity of my employees that he didn't card the guys it's 21 or less. They should ID everybody, but that's what happened.
so,
Just trying to follow the chain of events.
Mhm.
This happened like at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon,
Mhm.
and then the police came to you at 7.
Yeah, because they probably stopped somebody and had a bottle in their car, and there was a
video
minor-
surveillance showed what happened.
Yeah, and
Our officer investigated it. I don't remember how they found out exactly if it
Probably
was.
that's where I got it.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. And then we
Yeah,
went
so,
back and
yeah,
did
this
an
is what I-
investigation on the surveillance
yeah,
camera.
this what happened. There was a traffic stop, like they stopped him somewhere, and there was open bottle, and there was a minor in the car. So when they asked them, they came in, and when they came to my place, and the lady called me, she said, hey, there's a sides and a police here, can I show them video? I said, yes, why not? You know, whatever happens, happened. So just show them the video. So that's what the video showed when the guy was in the building.
So now you had just agreed to the PACE program, the corrective action plan in November of 24,
Mhm.
correct? So then you wouldn't have been off of this 1-year probation program, so to speak, until November of 25. Oh,
Why, remind me what the 24 violation was for?
you're gonna
Or-
have to give me a second.
I mean, she will tell you.
Yeah, go ahead.
What happened is since I owned the bar, I never had a minor violation, never had one.
When
What
did you-
happened,
When did you purchase it again?
it's been 6, 7 years, I say, or maybe longer.
Yeah.
What violation I had, at the COVID, we closed the bar side. And then when we opened, we didn't open the same hours as the store was open, because before me, it was always open different hour. So I thought it was no problem. And then I had a excise officer came in, hey, you have to open the bar. So we asked him what need to be required. He said, you have to have a coffee, this many soup, this. So I shut down the bar that day. We got everything ready. We called him and he said, yes. So we opened up. So they gave us the violation for that. And then next day he came. You have to open the full restaurant. So I said, okay, I will open the full restaurant within a day or two. So that was another violation they gave me after they told me it's okay to open. So that's a 2 violation I have. And then the girl we just hired, she was not open the bar. I think about 10, 20 minutes. She went to a doctor for something and excise came there. So that was the 3rd violation. I think that was a 3, like, Michelle, if I'm right, that's a 3 violation, was just the same thing over and over in a couple of days.
It's because they're operating package store on a restaurant license. And the restaurant wasn't open and operating the same hours as the store was. That's why when he brought in that manager that said, I'm gonna manage it, I'm gonna open the restaurant, I don't know if she was the cook or not, but
She was a bar manager, she would hire everybody out.
okay. So, that's why it was imperative that we knew somebody was running the restaurant at that time too, I think.
She came, right after first the 2 violation, that's what I would hire when we opened the full time. In history, when I bought it, it's never open same time. The bar was open 11 o'clock until 11 night. So for me, I thought it was a normal for, opening 11 o'clock. And before COVID, I was opening 11 o'clock. Nobody ever said anything. And when I opened it, so of course, Michelle told me have to be open same time. And we did. I mean, that was just the one time she opened the bar, we opened the store, and then she closed the bar side and went to a dentist. Didn't tell anybody.
I don't think we did anything with that. There was no violation for that.
So that's about it. I mean, there was no any other.
Just to clarify in my mind. If the liquor store is open, the bar has got to be open. Does the liquor store have to be open if the bar restaurant is open and he chooses not to open? You know what I'm saying? Do they both
No.
entities always, this
The-
is just a unique license that,
It's not a unique license, it's a unique configuration of
configuration.
the store. The license itself is not unique in any way. But what I was gonna say too, that even if you've only owned the bar 6, 7 years. I can look back on that. It doesn't matter technically because you bought the corporation. So when you buy the corporation, you buy all the previous
I get that,
violations. So that's why these violations, 13, 15, 17, 19, 2 and 23, 2 and 24, 25. It's all history of this corporation. So the ATC is clear on that. If you are purchasing the corporation and you're purchasing, this grandfathered setup,
Okay,
then you're inheriting all the problems and the history of it also. The states that they specifically have said that. So,
And when I sign up for the correction, that's everything we done, and it's been just going so smooth since then, but this just, something never happened and it happened. So we had everything done, whatever we was done for the correction, so things are like, we cut it down for like 3-hour business, which one is a big portion of my business was kind of lost, but I didn't care about it. I wanted to make sure I don't have any problem with the neighbors. I don't want to have problem with the police. I don't want to call the police. Our police calls was cut off like 90%. Since that happened, we are integrated the camera with the police, so the police can monitor the place anytime. So we done everything what we kind of do it, but no, from there go on, I had it every Friday, Saturday, the busy day, I have somebody permanently at the door, so nobody can even walk in without verified, so.
Has South Bend Police Department weighed in?
I have not heard anything.
I have just, two minds on this. One is that this wasn't the primary issue that they were dealing with. There was some problems.
Right.
It seems that there has been an effort to work on that. While it's not excusable to make this mistake in any way, it's also, as a business owner, you can't prevent everything. Again, it doesn't mean that the owner isn't responsible for what happens, because they are. On the other hand, you were on probation. It was a 1-year, conversation last year was, you don't have any room for error. And, the employees should have had, the fear of, being fully aware that there was no room for error. And the fact that there could be 3 employees who were there supposed to prevent this, and they all 3 let that fall through, that indicates that they didn't take that so seriously either. So I'm trying to figure out how to feel about this. I see argument on both sides.
I'm kind of in the same place. I guess the question is, with Indiana law, where a minor can't loiter in a liquor store, how do you train people to know that if you're going to card everybody that looks under 40, you've got to card somebody even if they're not making a purchase?
Yes. So what we had is set up, like when they walk in, this is how I train them. Hey, anybody walk in, if it look like it's younger to you, then ask him, hey, are you 21 before you walk in, to make sure it, like, usually, they will tell you, and it just, they let it through it, and it's,
Does the store have that responsibility to card the people walking in?
Yes, you have to be 21 to be in there. So it's their responsibility to make sure that everybody in there is 21. And then the law requires that they card everyone purchasing if they appear under 40.
Right. So let's say somebody self-verifies. So that's why I'm asking, because there's an affirmative responsibility to card at the purchase. I'm not aware. Is there an affirmative responsibility to card upon showing up, or
Yes.
they just say that?
That's the minor loitering charge. you can't allow a minor to loiter in your store. Now, there is a level of,
If they say I'm 21, and they look in the range, they don't look above 40, they look like they could be 23, 19, they're in that range. And they
Right.
say I'm 21, does the store have to investigate that, get them to ID it to confirm, or is it enough?
at some point, yes. At some point, that's what I'm saying. Like, they can't allow this self-proclaimed 21-year-old to hang out in the store for 30 minutes and shop without verifying that. That's minor loitering. They can't allow them to come up and put a drink on the counter, even though they didn't pay for it,
That,
without verifying that they are 21. At the point they would have known that he was not 21, they would have had an obligation to either sell the 21-year-old only his beverage or to not sell anything to them, knowing that they couldn't have sold the second item to the 21-year-old.
Simplify, that in history, I've been liquor since 97, and I've been for a long time in Indiana. You probably see so many minor violation here. People comes like me sometime selling to minors. Nobody ever get caught until they came to the counter when customer excise go with the minors, right? Did anybody ever caught that minor to the door who's with excise coming to buy? No. Only time they get caught when they come and trying to buy the beer.
right, but which did happen here.
Which did happen. So 3 years ago, we had a violation as a minor. And that's what I made sure that I change everything. Which one, every single store owner always afraid to lose a business. I think my chain, the only one, ID everybody, no matter you are 40, you are 100-year-old. We scan every single person ID when they come to the counter. Part of that, so many people don't want to give you ID to scan, so we lose that business over the year, but we didn't care about it. So we want to make sure we ID everybody. And that's what we did here too. And at Frank's, we have, no matter who comes, no matter how old you are, no matter what time you come, you have to have, you can be there 20 times a day. Every time you buy a beer or liquor, anything, you have to have ID with you to scan.
Unless you're with somebody.
Right. So this is what just the thing happened,
So,
that it didn't care about the second person.
Besides for firing those employees, what have you done to ensure that someone like?
So we hired another person to be on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 3-hour busy day to make sure they are at the door all the time. So they will verify to make sure the person, if you look younger, they will ask for ID.
So someone 19-year-old shows up, he's getting blocked at the door,
And then, yes,
and he has to show ID if he's not,
if not, yeah.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
if they don't have ID, they gotta walk out.
And just to give you perspective, a lot of the liquor stores around campus, especially Notre Dame weekends, they already card everybody when they enter. Whether it's somebody working up front, like stocking and rearranging and cleaning and getting carts, and that is the guy in charge, or if it's somebody sitting up there, they do that regularly, because I've seen it, been there.
I got an issue with this, but I don't know if I should even bring it up. You don't have Martin's, Kroger, and everybody else carding everybody coming in their store when their children are walking past the liquor department.
They're allowed to be in a grocery store under 21. They are not allowed to be in this store under 21. That's the difference.
I understand there's a difference, and I question why there is a difference, but let's not go there.
It's a
I
fortunately that happened.
do share that frustration. It's definitely not for us today, but it was quite a frustrating thing. Well, like I have my kid with me, and I can't go to a liquor store, but I could go to a grocery store to buy the same thing. So, definitely frustration, but I don't think that's pertinent.
And that's not pertinent, but it's
What do you want to do?
He's on the PACE program. I mean, this is just such a, it's not like the case that we had years ago at one of the liquor stores, football game. A man from out of town comes in with his 13-year-old son, and he was told that the kid cannot be in there and they needed to leave, and he refused, and then the kid was in the store and there was an excise officer there, and, they got fined for that.
We had a call 2 weeks ago at the Great Island store. That somebody was with the kids, and my guy said, "No, you can't come in." And he would argue, "No, this is a discrimination, this and that," and we have to call the police to
Yeah.
get those guys out.
I understand it.
But usually it don't happen. I mean,
I mean, you guys just have to decide. I know what I'm doing. They had a violation on PACE. That's an automatic for me. Like, that's a no-brainer. So that's my rule personally.
Well,
But you guys somebody needs to make a motion and decide.
I understand I'm on faith and I did everything.
What was the case?
So
What
they,
specifically was that for?
the details of their agreement,
Yes.
do you recall them?
That's the major thing was that we make sure we will be on time. We will not have any public complaints. It was too many police calls because of the public was complaining with the sound
With public
music.
nuisance issues, right?
Right. And then we had the two violation I had at that time because it was open on the same time. So that was so I told them that we make sure we will work with the police. We will cut on the time. And I think those was things. I don't know what else was on it.
Yeah, I don't get those notices sent
Yeah,
to me
that was the
directly,
major
so I
thing.
need to look that up.
If it's a separate, I'm I can't say I object to Michelle's perspective of you're on probation. You were read the riot act, that there are no more excuses, there are no more exceptions. And, coming back and saying, that's what you're told, you know what you're getting into, that should, I get that. I'm inclined to support a 1-year renewal since this is a separate issue and it seems like you've remediated it. But can't say that I'm very strong in that conviction, but I'll make that motion.
With the PACE program, in a case when there is violations, does the Indianapolis ATC rule on this? I mean, do they have any input, or will they review our renewal and possibly override it?
Oh, yeah, I mean, our, what we do here today is always only a recommendation.
Recommendation.
The ATC votes to uphold it or deny it. And just to recap, so
But are we bound by the PACE agreement, or
that's between them and the ATC. Excise can cite them if they don't
but that's
do
like,
something, but
it doesn't force us to make a decision, like to come out one way or another. It's
no. So they were put on the PACE program November of 24, given a 1-year renewal, March of 25, had a violation of August of 25. And now there's a vote on the floor or a motion on the floor for another 1-year renewal. It's not life or death, Lee. They're not going to be out of business today. They're not going to,
Well,
I mean, I know you want to do your due diligence,
I want
but
to do my due
we
diligence.
have to at some point make a decision because,
either
yeah.
second it or don't second it.
exactly.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second for a 1-year renewal only. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you so much.
I know you've
I
worked real
promise I
hard
will
to
do
straighten
my
things
best.
out, but
If it happened, something happened when the electric dropped in the roof, I can't protect that, but I'm gonna do my best to make sure nothing happens.
Your best has to be better than it was last time.
Yeah,
okay.
that's what I'm saying. It will be, I hope it never happened. Thank you so much for everybody.
And my reasoning for denial, because I have to give one, is it's just a public nuisance. It just never goes away. It's one violation after another. So, yeah, by you saying, I don't ever want another violation, I agree, because this is too much already. So,
Thank you so much.
Okay.
thank you.
All right, next item, RR 7133664 Far East Lounge. Can you give us your name for the record?
Yeah, Jeremy Edwards.
Okay, and you're the owner?
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently there was a violation.
This is a food issue. If you recall from, you might not, last month, the month before, the location is an unincorporated 209 permit, which requires them to sell $100,000 of on-premise food sales a year. If they don't do that, they don't qualify for the permit. On the application, I think I said for like 5 years, sometimes they mark that, are we unincorporated? Yes. Are we incorporated? Yes. I'm not even sure, like, who knows what's going on? Who fills out your renewal application?
I do.
You do. Okay.
So when I first got this, originally, I had come in here under member partnership. I mean, it's been 7 years ago, so you probably don't remember.
Okay.
At that time, the person that had experience in the bar business, you had strong, you had a strong feeling that he was not the person to do business with. So I ended up buying him out of that particular bar. He wanted me just to have the liquor license, and he was going to run the bar. Well, it turns out that he had a terrible reputation I didn't realize. So I went ahead and did it myself. And so I didn't understand what that meant. So I didn't realize that what the 209 permit meant, even though I do vaguely remember him saying something about the sales. But when I marked that on the application, other than this last year, I don't remember them asking what the sales were. Was that always a question on the renewal application about what your sales were?
Well, why you missed that question several times is because when it asks you, are you in an unincorporated area, you mark no. Had you marked yes, you're in an unincorporated area, then it would have prompted you for the sales numbers. But because you marked that you were in an incorporated area,
But I printed it. So, I mean, the questions are all on there, whether you say yes or no. I believe, I mean, anyway, so this time I did see that it had something for the sale. So that's why when you text me or message me that to go and find out what my sales were with food, that's what I did. So, and that's what I emailed you this morning.
yeah.
And I also brought a copy of it.
Okay, you can go ahead and share that with those gentlemen. Yeah, I would have appreciated it prior to this morning, so I had time to look at it before the meeting. But if you, on the printed application, the question is always there. The blocks are always there. And on your renewal for 2011-24 to 10 of 25, you put the dates in that box, but you didn't put the sales numbers. You just left that blank.
Okay, well,
Now the new renewal system that automatically is going to prompt what questions based on your answer.
okay.
But the one you printed has those boxes on it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it was, like I said, embarrassing. I just didn't understand what they were asking, and I had talked to, I called on Indianapolis many times and talked to them if I had a problem, and it was never, I guess it was just never, addressed that I was making mistakes, so I didn't realize it.
Looking at the numbers themselves, though, it seems that the actual qualifications don't seem to be a problem. It seems to be an application. or-
If those are in fact not carryout sales, no carryout sales included in that,
No. Carry out what?
carryout food,
Oh.
nobody comes in and gets pizza to go?
Oh, I mean, not really. Occasionally, yes. I mean, we've done some DoorDash and Grubhub, but like very limited.
Okay,
I mean, if
What
that's what,
percentage of your sales would you say that?
oh, that 5% probably.
of carryout sales,
And-
carryout
And
food
that's,
sales?
I'm being generous with that 5%. Most people, we have pool weeks. We have pool weeks from Sunday through Thursday, and then we have tournaments on, Friday nights or Saturday night. So it's pool league players eating from, we open at 5 till 2 a.m. or 5 till midnight, and
So they're eating if
they're eating there. They, maybe someone wants me to box up their pizza or something and take it home, but for the most part, they're not coming in for a pizza ever. I mean, they're eating it there for league.
Okay,
I mean, that's pretty much that's pretty much the routine every day.
okay. And then there was a violation in July of 24 for minors in the bar. Is that
For a
correct?
minor. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
it was a girl. Well, she come in with a birthday party and she apparently got intoxicated and went out and slept in the car. And I'm not sure why, but there was excise officers in the parking lot and they said that they had saw her or something, that she was in the back seat of the car. They said that the door was open. She claims the door wasn't open. I have no idea. I was there, but I wasn't, I come later. So they claim she was non-responsive, so they called an ambulance. She was put on the gurney and whatnot, but she was responsive at that point. She just was,
Was she in the lounge drinking?
yes, she had, well, she paid for a couple drinks. I don't know that she drank, but I'm assuming that she probably did.
So the question isn't whether there was a violation or not.
Was it? No, it's not. No, what happened is she has an older sister that she used her information and got an ID. So it's her picture, everything. Excise came to me, thought her name was Jordan, which it was not. That is her sister. And I told him that I corrected him and told him that's not Jordan. She's not being truthful to you. This is, I don't remember her name was now, but it wasn't. I remember her sister's name.
Sister's 21, sister in the car is 20.
And she had a fake ID with her sisters.
I'm looking at that right now. I think she
Yeah.
used the sister's ID. If I
Yes.
remember right, she
So-
used the sister's ID.
But they look similar.
I mean,
Excise came to me, they came to me like the next week. And I met him at the bar and he was telling me the situation. I said, well, you need to go talk to her
So you're saying
because,
excise themselves were confused. as to-
exactly. And I said, you need to talk to her because she's not telling you the truth. This is not Jordan you're talking about. Jordan's her older sister. And she used her information to get this ID. And so, because I was upset that I knew some of the people that were there and they are younger kids, but they knew, but they obviously, they didn't tell me that thought they just let it slide that this girl was only 20. And so I was upset about the whole thing because I knew a couple of the kids that were,
So what do you do to make sure that that doesn't happen again?
well, the one thing is that when they pay, I said, you guys should have noticed that when she paid with her debit card, that wasn't the person we let in. I mean, she's got a Jordan ID and she's with, I think her name was Emily, now that I think about it. But anyway, so I said, especially, she should have had, make sure ID and her card that she's paying with are the same, same person. The security guy, well, I had two that day. One of them isn't there anymore. And one of them is, we have a Mishawaka cop every weekend, every Friday and Saturday night. He's there. And so, they typically check all the IDs just because, but like I said, it's a perfect ID. I mean, there's no way to know.
Let me stop you a minute and paraphrase the case report. So officers find in the back seat of an SUV with the door open an unresponsive female. The only ID they find in the car belonged to the 21-year-old sister. They do call the ambulance and take her to the hospital. They can't get anything out of her that night. They then interview them this later and find out that was the sister's ID in the car, not hers. She didn't have any ID. When she went to the bar for the birthday party, they asked her, "What's your name? Are you on the list for the birthday party?" She gave them her name because she was on the list, did not check her ID. So she did not use a sister's ID, did not use a fake ID. They only checked the list to make sure she was on it and allowed her in. So that's where the officers were confused as to who she was because there was no
to
ID.
enter, or the list was to purchase?
The list was to enter the bar at the birthday party. And so she was not carded when she went in. The ID found was the sister's in the vehicle because they didn't know who she was. And so they assume that's her because she's in the vehicle, but they don't know. So that's it was just a whole, we don't know who she is.
Okay,
We're
that's
sending her to the hospital. This is because we don't know who she is. This is who we think she is.
okay. That's not. I mean, that's what they investigated and found out. That's not what I was originally told. So, either way, they thought that was.
It says right here that they spoke to you on July 22nd and told you of their findings and the concerns with the security and the employees. So you said you weren't sure how she entered the bar and if her card was even used, meaning credit card, I believe.
Well, I looked it up after the fact. Yes, yeah, I did. I'm the one that told them because I went through and found the transaction.
So if the fine was issued and paid,
Yeah,
What was the fine?
$750 I paid.
How long have you owned this business?
We opened in the first of June in 2019.
Besides this issue with the food reporting, is there any other violations, Michelle?
So there were 2 violations in 2024. What was the second one?
He dismissed it. I talked to who's the prosecutor? Alan Wignall. So he dropped that one, and I paid $750 for the other.
remember what it was for? No bad. Was it deleted already?
I mean, it It was from that same scenario. I mean, with that incident, I believe.
No, it wasn't. It was in May of that year. It just popped up and you were refilling bottles and containers, paid a $500 fine.
That wasn't the same year.
Well, it was settled in May of 24. That's what it went under, was 2024.
Okay.
When was that? You think it was earlier than 2024?
Me and my memory is terrible, I guess, but, yes, I did pay that one. That was, but I thought they were many more months apart, but
No,
It happened earlier and got resolved.
the refilling happened in May, got resolved by November, it looks like, and then this one happened in July. And was resolved. And so this one got resolved a lot quicker, it looks like.
So it's been almost a couple years without any violation.
Yeah,
Um,
it's been a year and a half. Yeah, year and a half.
do you have any with the food? Do you have any? You've got a chance to look at his numbers?
I did
Do you have any
briefly,
reason
yeah.
to- I know it's not a full accounting there, but do you have any reason to doubt that those are an accurate reflection of?
No, mm-mm.
I go under the premise he did take an oath. So I don't think you want to come here and perjure yourself.
Right, right. And you, I would suggest that you submit this with your next renewal. This, in addition to your 2026 food and alcohol sales.
okay.
And then make sure you are accurately filling out the application. Because I know for a fact that two things, at the hearing and at the final inspection, I am always adamant about telling people that you have a food requirement, whether it's for your type of permit or your limited separation. So, unfortunately, maybe, you relied on your ex-partner to maintain that information or something, I don't know, but,
I'm not gonna put it on him. Like I said, I didn't know.
This is the application issue, though. It's not, sometimes it's, we've had cases where they have $100,000 food requirement and, they got $25,000 in sales every year. And,
mhm,
that's quite a different issue than not putting the
not
information.
putting it,
Right.
yeah.
I'm inclined to do a renewal. I'm open-minded as to 1 year or two.
I would lean toward 1 year. I mean, my only comment would be you gotta tighten things up over there. It's that simple,
Like I said, I feel. Oh, yeah, I would definitely have, so, but like I said, I understand that and I'll do a better job.
And it has been a year and a half since this violation. Had we not have so many processors turn over all the time, this would have been heard last year at his renewal, not this year. But because it slips through the cracks with our processors changing down there, that's why we're hearing it like so
Right.
much after the fact. But in looking at this violation is where I saw, oh, wait, we got food issues. So, yeah.
You looks like you have a good business that's growing by the year. It behooves you to be careful and to do it right, but it sounds like
Yeah.
you're trying and you've tightened things up a bit. Are you making a motion for one?
Sure,
Your
I'll
renewal?
make a motion for a 1-year renewal for Far East Lounge.
I'll second that.
Do we have a motion and a second? Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed? Okay. Good luck, be careful.
So what happens with the 1 year? As long as you don't have a violation before next year, you don't have to come back to the hearing. It just gets scheduled for this hearing. That's all.
Okay. All right,
You'll Your notification will tell you one way or another,
Okay,
but
all right, thank you so much.
Okay,
Thanks for coming. Thanks for supplying those.
all right, the next item on the agenda. DL 713-1330 SK Petro Incorporated. Is there anyone here? SK Petro? Okay,
I'll make the motion to continue to our March meeting. Do we know the date on that?
Yeah, that is 3/25.
Motion to continue to March 25th.
second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, it's continued. The next item, okay, cheers. Should we, seeing this on the agenda, should we take a motion to continue?
Yes, we can, note that there are remonstrators here for Cheers Bar, but they still have, well, it looks like 4 pending violations that they are in, discussions with the ATC prosecutor. So they are scheduled for a March 11th hearing down there with him.
When was the most recent violation?
When? Like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, do those get looped up into the,
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Okay, so for procedure, I'll read RR 713-6368. Doing business as Cheers Bar and Grill. There's some issues with the ATC. They're having a meeting on 3/11, so can I entertain a motion for continuance until March 25th?
I'll make a motion.
second,
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye, it's continued.
and then we have the demonstrator on the record,
And
on the record as well.
Okay, next one, RR 714-0789, a renewal for My Place.
I am going to guess that because the violation ultimately was dismissed, which is why they're not here today, but it was a shooting, so I think it's important to address it.
Alcohol? Yes.
Yes.
Who are you here for?
Frankie Stackos, and oh my god, I wasn't.
Okay, you're on time still. so-
Okay,
And I have another one that's lost, so I'm texting them.
For what place?
She's like they said they're a gas station petrol.
Okay, so we can table the Petro then, well, might come back to that.
okay,
We already can. Yeah. we can
Okay.
get back to it.
Yeah, since we haven't adjourned. Okay, so again, My Place, I would suggest a continuance, to call them to the meeting, because even though the charge was or the violation against the bar was dismissed, it was still a charge of public nuisance for a shooting that occurred there. I
Okay,
think it's important to address.
okay,
so continue. I'll make a motion to continue to March 25th.
second,
Oh, yeah.
okay. We got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye, motion carries. Next item. Just in time, RR 714-1074, a renewal for Franny's Tacos.
It's Frankie's.
Frankie's is just missing.
Oh, okay, well,
It's just a typo. You can come on in.
come on.
Well,
It's funny, like there is a lot of people that we came to this hall, a lady over there, they didn't see anything, and then at the front desk, they told us, oh, it's at the city hall, so we went over there. Anyway,
Okay,
good morning.
is there anybody else in the hallway now? that
Yeah, and I already texted them. Petro gas station, they're at the city hall.
Shamrocks and Pecoria, Chicago. And Lake Effect is not gonna be here. You said Petro might be on the way. What place are you here for? You weren't even on the agenda today, were you?
No, we got the elections last year, but they told me I didn't come to the meeting.
For which place?
Fire grill,
You're not even on the agenda
you're not
today.
even on the agenda for today.
so. You know,
Yeah, you can go
Yes, you may.
today. I don't know about next month, but yeah, maybe double check your letter. I don't know. You're not on the agenda for today.
hey, like I said, we didn't got no elections last year. So,
Okay. Then hopefully you won't have to come.
okay, well, I just say the next meeting is, March 25?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, all right,
Yep.
thank you.
So when you get your letter, it should tell you what date.
Oh, okay,
Your-
I'm gonna check my mail,
Yeah.
because I come over and then just check what day it was for this, for today.
Yeah, check your mail and see what date your renewal is up, because it's not today.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Alias,
Okay, so for the record, what is your name?
Monica Famosa,
Okay, and which you're the owner?
Yeah,
Franco?
no, manager.
Okay, manager, all
Mhm.
right. Apparently there was a violation. Can you tell us what happened or
To my understanding, one of the girls, she didn't know she had to renew her license every year. So there was one license that was expired. She didn't know she had to renew it every year. But everybody already renewed their licenses. I have copies of all the employees' license renewals.
So you're the manager?
Yes,
Are you in charge of making sure everybody has their licenses and their training and that the store has records?
correct.
Okay. Cause they have to renew them every 3 years. They're good for 3 years,
Okay,
the employee permits.
I'm gonna have to write that down.
It says on the employee permit. If you look at it right there, it would tell you when it expires.
Okay, this one says for 2027, 2024, 2027, 25, 28. Yeah, they're every 3 years.
So you should have we recommend to the managers that they have a list they keep with every employee when it expires, so that they're, every month
Right,
checking,
a little,
who's coming up. And because while they have the responsibility to keep their license, you also have the responsibility to make sure that
To make
every one of
sure-
your servers is licensed. So, you can't just say it's your fault, you're supposed to renew it. It's your responsibility to make sure that they have it, and the best way to, sometimes employees are just not on top of it, and,
yes.
so it's something that you need to, it's a good business strategy to be proactive and make sure if you see that it's coming up in the next few months.
Give
that
them
you're
a
on
heads
that,
up,
and,
hey, you need to do it, or you're gonna be laid off for a couple days until you get it done.
Right,
Yes.
you're not showing up to work the
Yes.
day after that, so.
Yes, yes.
So those are your current records?
Yes, this is all the employees, licenses renewed.
What about training certificates?
What do you mean with training?
Everybody's required to apply for an employee permit and take a training class.
Oh, I didn't know I had to bring those.
You have to keep records.
Okay,
So this is all part of the employee permits and records. Like that's part of their employee permit and record is their training certificate. So you need to keep those with these as well.
can I borrow your pen? So we need training records. I know that you have to upload the training record on the website in order to get your license. So
Correct.
Maybe that's like, maybe I just give it as a fact, like if you have your license, obviously you uploaded your training record, so I didn't know I have to keep those with me.
Yeah.
But,
Okay. So now that you know, Frankie had to pay a $500 fine for that.
oh, Frankie's,
Yeah.
is that already paid for? or do
It's
we
already
pay-
paid. Mhm.
Okay,
But yeah, so that lack of records cost Frankie $500.
okay.
I mean, it's important that you make sure that all your employees have up-to-date server training classes and up-to-date employee permits. That might have been somebody's Christmas bonus.
might have been,
Maybe mine.
yeah.
It
Um,
sounds like it's gonna be mine.
December of 25.
Well, but then I already have my Christmas bonus, so maybe it will be the next year. It's gonna take away.
Don't forget. Okay, what's our pleasure here? I think,
The point's been made. I think the lesson learned, I'd make a motion for 2 years is, I'll make a motion for a 2-year window.
second. Okay, we have a motion in a second. There's no other discussion. I'll call the question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I think you guys also needed the floor plan of the restaurant.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Frankie emailed it to me.
Okay.
And so you have a hard copy for me?
I do.
I know he's out of town today, but I will, stop over this week and either this week or next week and do the inspection
Okay.
when I know he's probably gonna be around.
Okay.
So, okay, thank
So,
you.
I'm good to go.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You guys have a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
All right, next item on the agenda, DL 71332212. It's a transfer, but my understanding is we're going to continue that.
The orange sign was not posted again.
No orange sign.
So Lake Effect Liquors.
So shall we continue to March?
Yep.
Make a motion to continue to March.
Second. We got a motion in a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Have they been communicating with you today?
Yes, so he's been sending me pictures of, hey, look, I posted the sign, and I'm like, yeah, that's not where it needs to go, you need to move it to the street. And then he sent me a picture and say, hey, look, I posted the sign, and then I drive by there and it's gone. So I think it's the construction workers outside.
Gotcha.
He's posting it on like the job trailer, but they keep moving the cube around and then it's gone. And I'm like, look, you need to post it somewhere and tell those people, don't touch it. Like it has to stay up. So he has been in communications.
Okay. Next item, R 7143220. It's a new license for Shamrock's Sports Bar.
Thank you for waiting.
Oh, no.
So it's,
This is quite intriguing to me, to be honest
Well-
with you. I've never seen this part of this business.
And that's why we do it this way.
We do it.
No, I mean, I'm
We do
literally,
it.
I'm like, I wish I
gotta
would have came
force you
some
to
prior to this because
go
it's quite
The
interesting.
violation.
we,
Yeah, no doubt, man. I'm like, we were gonna be very strict in the first place, but now I'm like terrified. I'm like, I
Wait,
don't wanna
maybe I
ever
don't
come
wanna
here,
do this.
especially with other people around. I'm like, God, I hope we're last.
Okay, so
immersion
for
learning.
the record, your names and,
My name is Joshua Thompson. I am co-owner of Shamrock Sports Bar.
and,
Jeremy Martin, cool.
okay. This is a new license. Is this a riverfront?
Yes,
Okay,
Did you say your name was?
Jeremy Martin.
This is in the Ivy building.
right. And I know it's now. Have you had a license prior?
no,
No, okay,
no, this will be our first time for ownership.
okay. That's fine.
Have you been in the restaurant or food service business before?
I worked at Corby's for 21 years. Most recently, for the last year and a half, I've been in a loft. Jeremy's got an extensive career
There's
as well.
been, since 98, I've been in management probably 2/3 of the time
For food.
for food and.
Hospitality,
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, you probably learned quite a bit
A
today.
lot.
Quote everybody, if they look under 40 years
sure,
old, you
yeah.
gotta keep track of the licenses and the permits.
Actually a sports bar.
Yep.
So,
If you run short of something, you don't run down to Costco and buy a bottle.
Yes.
Sell it.
Yes,
That
we're
don't
well
work.
aware of that as well, yes.
Okay.
no refilling bottles?
So you told me that your establishment's gonna be 21 and above, right? Okay, and so what kind of atmosphere are you having? Sports bar, what kind of food are you gonna have?
We're gonna do an upscale, of course, sports bar upscale. We want, having worked in a volume bar restaurant, which kind of by default, we're gonna be anyway, just where we're at and the scale of the size of the premise we have, but we want to do a more upscale product. Having worked at Corby's with a lot of college students and stuff, people throwing up in corners and all, I don't want to have that. So we want to do an elevated,
We want to be kind of like a
atmosphere.
neighborhood bar for the area, we have the Ivy Apartments, a lot of residents living there. They have another apartment complex going up across the street. So we will have moments of high volume bartending like Corby's because of being, a game lets out. We're gonna fill up with a bunch of people, but day to day, we want to be just like a neighborhood bar where people come, have 2 or 3 drinks, go.
Our preferred demographic would be like 30+ young professional, obviously a little bit more of a disposable income, but more responsible. Is one of the biggest things we want to have. I don't want to deal with goofiness anymore. I'm tired of that, so we definitely want to do more elevated atmosphere, more responsible. That kind of situation.
Venue is gonna be kind of like Buffalo Wild Wings, like burgers, wings, sandwiches, that kind of stuff.
Based on your location over by the ballpark,
Mhm.
I'm sure you're probably gonna have to deal with situations where folks are coming out of the ballpark with their kids.
Yep.
And they're gonna wanna come in,
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, and also people already drinking at the ballpark.
Yeah.
That are maybe coming in, so you have to make sure your
Yeah.
bartenders are.
we're gonna have somebody at the door. That was one of the things that we're gonna do is we're gonna have during all hours of operation, we're gonna have somebody at the door, almost as like again, checking IDs, but as a greeter. We're gonna be incorporating the patron scan to assist us to identify, anybody that would potentially be a risk for entry.
Can
And
you elaborate on that?
patron scan is a device that comes like on a little kiosk. And anytime somebody comes, I don't care if you're 90 years old, we're going to scan their IDs because what we want to do is it creates a database. So if we would ever have any issues with anybody in the bar, we can go back and we can look at our security
So you
system.
could
But then
red flag them.
exactly. So we can then within the system say, hey, this person was confrontational, they were vandalism, whatever it may be, we can basically within that system, then we can set those flags. If they would come back again, the person's card and never would, say, hey, you've been banned from here because of X, Y, or Z. The nice thing about that system too is it not only creates a database for us within our individual device, but within the network, any other
Interesting.
establishments that would have that system. So I know Corby's. has got
Corby's
it.
does have it, yeah.
So if somebody got banned at Corby's for fighting, confrontational, whatever it may be, it will alert us and then we can proactively say, hey, listen, you guys got banned from there. We don't want you in our establishment either. So that's one of the nice things about it. Now, in Sacramento, California, it's a requirement that all establishments that sell alcohol have to have these. So as it becomes more popular, hopefully in that area, again, it's a proactive kind of thing that you can do as a business owner to help protect yourself, and it doesn't even have to even be us that does it. You could be getting red flagged from,
It's
they could
also
be doing
really
it.
nice because, nobody can work 24 hours a day. So
Right.
we can like have an incident, and this used to happen. I worked with him at Corby's for the last 6 years also. And, one security guy would ban somebody and then the next weekend they would come when he's not working.
And they're like, you're not supposed to be
So
here.
we
Well,
won't-
the next guy didn't know.
Sure.
So this would be a hard way of actually being able to identify who should be and should not be. One of the other features of it is it also scans IDs. Now, obviously with China and everything else, they become a lot more sophisticated, so it's a lot tougher. But again, this is a tool to help us identify fake IDs as well.
What are your
We
hours?
Require it as part of our requirements, but I think DTSB could.
Yeah,
It's
the
a,
river,
yeah.
It's
Like I
definitely a
said,
good
Corby's
device.
is the one, yeah, Corby's is the one that actually taught me
Started.
about
At
it.
least
Yeah.
We were the first ones.
Okay.
When we.
We,
were working there.
Okay,
Yeah.
1, 2, and
And the
Alex
security
and
guy.
one of the other security guards was basically the ones that got Joe to implement that device.
Mm.
So
yeah.
we are kind of the two of the forerunners.
Is that like one company? I'm sorry for getting all.
Yeah.
On this topic, but is that one of many companies or are they like the?
This is the one that we know about. And again, we first
Wait.
brought that in about what, 5? Was it before COVID?
No, I first heard about it probably about 2021 or 22. And the way that it was one of our old security guards who brought it up. Because his family had worked security for a number of different businesses over the years. And he brought it up that, to even get a liquor license in the county of Sacramento, you have to have this.
Hmm.
Because they want to, I mean, they want to just take every
Precaution.
precaution that they can.
Awesome. And it's working off the IDs, not facial recognition.
Both,
No,
Or-
I
well,
mean,
not facial recognition, but it takes a picture of the person also. If that way, like if you have an incident that night and you're going through the IDs, but the person's lost 60 pounds and doesn't look
Right,
like their
okay.
ID anymore, it'll match it up.
Okay,
So that you
but
can.
is it flagging the person as they, is it flagging the person where it's walking in and?
To go back to kind of,
Oh.
this almost is kind of like the incident that they had with the girl that was passed out in the car, and it was her sister and 1 year apart. And I'm sure that probably both those sisters looked very close. Probably, I mean, they probably like dead on, they looked like twins, possibly. You know, that's where you have to still have trained personnel that are able to identify, because we used to have a guy at the door, Pat Van Bergen. He's now one of the managers out at the Texas Steakhouse Longhorn on Grape Road. This guy is better than any machine, anything that you could ever have. He was, I mean, literally, I would see him, not even joking. Somebody take their ID out and he would just take it, put it in his pocket and be like, get out of here, it's fake, or it's not you, or I know this person, or
I've seen them catch a fake from 20 feet away.
literally, it's unbelievable. So you absolutely, this device has certainly got its flaws, but it's something to help you. You still obviously need to have people who can recognize somebody else trying to use an ID that's not theirs or whatever it may be. So in conjunction with each other, they're definitely supplemental to.
Sounds like a great tool, and especially when we were talking about, you know, the point of entry as being the weak point versus the actual point of sale, which of course you need to do,
Yeah.
but if you're limiting to point of sale, then there's exposure as to things could get through the cracks easier.
So again, for us, it's, you know, we're gonna still scan everybody, just because it's not only to prevent people who are under 21 from getting in, but again, it's proactively to make sure that people aren't coming in that we don't want there in the first place.
And if somebody causes a problem that's 40 years old in there that day, they might, you know, break something and then
Yeah.
run out the door, but we now have that
Right,
information.
it's good business in addition to, well, right.
I have two things. What are your hours about, you think?
We're gonna be doing 11 to 11, 7 days a week. On Fridays and Saturdays, we'll have extended hours until 2 a.m.
Okay. And then even though you're 21 and above, are you non-smoking? Cause you're inside, okay.
Yeah,
Inside city
and I
limits
don't,
has to be
I don't want,
non-smoking.
I don't want even tobacco, any tobacco
Okay.
products in any form, vape, chew, or any, again, we're trying to do something. I don't want, I hate going around at the end of the night cleaning up and there's just a cup full of, it just absolutely disgusts me, and I don't want it anywhere around our
This is one of
establishment.
his,
It's like,
I see that.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Um,
really feel.
yeah, I hate tobacco. Sorry, guys.
So, due to the fact that you're 21 and above and you're non-smoking, with the way the new law is written, you can still allow families to come in and dine at a table. No loitering allowed, and they have to be with a family member, but you could allow that should you choose.
Yeah, I think that if I was only, or if I was able to allow anybody, my 11-year-old son, my wife might want to come by and visit, but I'm still, now after hearing everything else, I'm like, well, no, you guys can't come by.
Well, just make sure your 11-year-old is sitting at a table eating some mozzarella sticks and it's all good.
But
So,
we intentionally did not want to have minors in there, just because it's easier for us to moderate people who are 21 above as opposed to families. And that's
Agreed.
one of the reasons that we wanted to be 21 above.
and it's an escape for the people that come down there. A lot of them don't want to be around kids. So
Understood.
Especially with a pool table and a couple dartboards. I don't need them climbing on there and throwing balls, and which we experienced with the hockey kids at the Aloft at the hotel. You know, it's a circus at times.
This is exciting. This is definitely a market, a missing part of the market in downtown South Bend. And I think there's a lot of opportunity. I passed by the building every day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
We're looking forward to it. One of the things that, you know, when you want to ask about food, you know, there's a very limited late night options for people for food. And having worked at the Aloft, I get a lot of people that come in and, oh, you know, your kitchen just closed up. Where do we go? I have sent so much business to a oyster bar for late night food, because either that or you've got McDonald's, Taco Bell, and Burger King. That's it. So we are gonna have, our kitchen's gonna be open from the second we open the door up until the time we close, because we want to be an option. And that's one of the things that in the past, having worked at other places, that kitchen closed early or whatever else, you know, you get the customer that gets up and just walks out, or they come in, is your kitchen open? No, turn around and walk away. So
and just so you know, by law, you have to be able to serve food the entire time you're open. But a lot of people, like what you said, they close the kitchen. So now we have you know,
Yeah.
a frozen hot pocket we can put in a microwave,
Yeah.
which nobody wants, so then,
Rock
you know,
cups.
yeah,
With it.
like, like that. When are you hoping to open?
Would have been nice a year ago. We are kind of, I would say about 2 to 3 weeks left on construction.
Okay,
So we were really hoping for, obviously, St. Patrick's Day. It's a big ticket item, no question about it. Now we're kind of really shooting, which is around still that same time period, definitely March Madness. Absolutely before the start of the
Opening day.
Cup season, which is April 3rd.
okay.
So,
Well, you have my email.
yes,
And it shouldn't take me but a day or
Yeah.
two to get out to you
Yep.
to do the inspection.
looking forward to it.
so
I wished
you're
I could have been
close.
there that day you stopped
Yeah.
by.
But you're close to me, so
Yep.
I should be able to get on short notice.
Mhm.
So,
I'm there every single day, so
okay.
I just
shoot
happen to
me an
be
email
picking
when
up
you're
something.
ready.
Yeah,
Okay,
It's exciting and, I want to wish you,
yeah.
Lot of luck.
Very much looking forward to it. You know, we're gonna fill a little niche over there that's been absent.
There's also, like just for the impromptu happy hour after work, you know, there's some places that are very crowded and busy and you can't drop in with 10 people and sit
Yeah.
together. And there's other places that just don't have that environment. So, I think there's room for it. It's exciting. So I'll make a motion for approval.
Second. We have a motion and a second. I'm assuming there's gonna be no other discussion, so I'll call the question. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
hi.
Okay, thank you. Good luck.
Yep, that's what I was gonna ask for next.
Yes. He has to just sign it for you guys.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. Did I need to give you these as well, the copies of the floor plans and stuff, or
I have,
you got to go under partners one right there, yeah.
I have this one. Is it different
You've got
than this?
that's it.
Okay,
Okay, so I printed these things out just in the event that we needed them. I wasn't sure.
yep, I'll hang on to this until you email me and then I'll bring it with me and we'll sign it then.
Okay. Do I give this to you
Yep.
then, right?
Thank you so much.
Super.
Good luck to you guys.
Looking forward to you to come visit us.
Yeah.
Okay, have a good day. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, next item, RR 7143361, Taqueria Chicago. It's a new license.
Yeah.
Hello.
Need your name for the record
Martha Perez,
and your position there.
management.
You're the manager.
My grandma's the owner.
Okay,
You posted your orange sign. Did you bring your affidavit? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep. And then the manager's questionnaires. Okay, these are just copies. Okay, you can keep these. You can keep that.
Okay,
I'm trying to think of the location and the sign. The business has been there, right?
we've been there for almost 30 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, and so you're going to have, a license now. Do you have any experience in working or managing or doing anything at a facility that serves alcohol?
Well, no, not really. It's my first time. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I haven't really did no bartending or anything like that. Like I said, it's my first time doing it, but I done my training class already for it. I've been around bars, I've been around all that before, restaurants with it. Like I said, I'm not too extreme with selling so much beer at that anyway. It's just a couple beers. I mean, a lot of people ask for beer and micheladas. That's really my set goal to it.
Are you gonna have a sit-down bar or is it gonna be table service only?
Let me help you guys out a little bit. So explain to them, because I was there and saw your place, but
Yes.
they weren't. So explain to them how you're gonna run, where you're gonna put the alcohol and how you're gonna run it.
Okay,
That will help with.
so it's table service, no bar,
And this is just beer, right?
correct?
Okay, it's not a three-way.
No, no liquor.
Okay.
So, like I said, all the waitresses are older. They're all over 21. I only have a busser that's young age, which she's 18. I know she can't serve. All the rest of them can serve. So the beer will be in the back in the cooler, nothing in the front. They know they have to check IDs, all that. Like I said, they all took their training classes already. The beer will be in the back, storage down in the basement locked up. So they're only asking for beer, nothing else, micheladas, everything will get prepared in the back if they ask for micheladas. Nothing will be in the front unless they're serving the table.
The servers all need to be trained and licensed.
Of course. So they already took their training classes already. Michelle explained to me that they all had to make their own, well, all their paper. I brought 2 of them with me, just in case if you guys ain't seen them.
I guess the important thing is make sure you have some kind of system or list, so when you know expiration dates, so.
Oh, of
you know
course,
in
it's every 3
advance.
years, yeah. Mhm.
But
Cause
Yeah,
we
look
heard
at
that
the
one
fine.
place paid a $500 fine.
Yeah, for not, yeah, no, I'm more on it. They hate me.
Then, you'll need, check IDs, anybody
Oh, of course, yeah.
looks 40 or younger.
No, I told them from the jump that they have to check regardless, even because we're new. So I'm like, it's more, you don't want an accident to happen.
Right.
I don't want an accident to happen.
No,
So I'd rather be on it than to be sorry. So I'm like, because then you get a fine, which the fine could be up to more than just 500, 750 that I heard the other guy say, to
you could
1,000.
go, right, that's it.
It could be something else happening, so no. So that's why I said, no, we have to be on it, we're new. They're gonna be on us, you have to check whether, if you think they look. If you, oh,
Or
they
you
they
know.
look, no, but they'd be like, oh, well, they look old enough, I'm like, no, it's not that they look old enough, you have to check.
Some people just, and it's not
And some
required.
could be, yeah,
Not required to check people who look older than 40, but some businesses have the practice of just.
no, it's better to ID everybody than to not ID, like I said, I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Did I ask you to bring me anything else, managers questionnaires or anything like that, or just to have them filled out?
Just to have it filled out.
Did you submit them downstate?
No,
No.
I had to submit it.
Yeah.
The only thing, I had a question with that
Mm-hmm.
was on up here.
That's your employee permit number, the BR number. Did you get that already?
No,
Okay, well, when you get it, fill that out and then you have to mail that to the state,
okay,
to the processor.
okay.
Yep, and then I do just need you to sign and date both the copies of the floor plan, the basement and the upstairs space.
Anywhere? That's fine.
Yep,
Thank you.
I don't have any other questions. Yeah, like we said earlier, that's kind of why we do it at the end, all the new ones at the end, so you can see all the problems that you might run into and.
Oh, I see.
Okay, we have a motion,
Motion to approve.
and I'll second. Hearing no other questions, I'll call the question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
You're all set
Thank you.
after you sign.
Okay, congrats and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So just when I get that in,
Yep,
I
that's
said
your
that.
employee permit number, the BR blah, 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 blah number. Yep. Put that on there with the expiration date and send that to, the processors, now Abby Wilson.
okay.
So might have changed. It was Kurt Smith.
Yes. Yes.
So with that, so once they send that out, so they're able to sell is not until it goes into Indianapolis or,
What, that? Correct.
You could check up on the website where you apply.
Mhm.
It'll tell you the status. Once it says that it's approved, then you could start. You will get something in the mail after, so you could wait until you actually get the
okay,
physical notification,
but
but
I send this out,
As soon as you have your employee permit.
employee.
Mhm.
this isn't, we're not issuing the approval. We're
No, just
recommending the approval and it goes down
and
and
it
then.
goes down.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, the next item, DL 713-1330 SK Petroleum Incorp.
We're glad we caught you. We initially moved you to next month, but we heard your comments, so but it happens. and
Here you are.
No harm, no foul.
Thank you so much. Again, sorry about that. We were in the city hall building and then we were over here. We were here first and then they sent us over there.
Oh, no, who's at City Hall? It,
Okay, well, you're up for renewal and the records show that you had a violation.
names, please.
Oh, yes, excuse me, your name,
Ramesh Kaur, I'm the owner.
you're the owner and
And I'm Parambir Singh. I'm the nephew.
What's your first name?
Parambir, Parambir, and last name Singh, Singh.
Thank you.
Mostly my husband come with me all the time. You know him is Sarvan Singh.
Mm-hmm.
He have ALS. He's just in hospital. So
Oh, sorry to hear that.
yeah, so I just find out where is he. He just waiting for me, and I just all over the place here and there. So
Right, right. And we used to be in the other corner.
Yeah,
and People
right,
are still
yeah.
learning that we're over here, so.
Yes,
Came by here and they were like, it's not here.
it's
so tell us what happened. You had a violation.
So
yeah.
So what had happened, right? We had an employee with the manager at the site, and then the manager had gone to the office for a second, and then the employee had sold the beverage to an underage customer. And what had happened was, we realized that we had made a mistake right then and there. We talked to the employee about it, and it didn't seem like they were too much affected by it, right? And so we thought the best thing about growing, right, was to have it terminated. So eventually we had him terminated because it's different if you understand your mistake and we can work from there. But if the mentality was like, oh, it happened, right? We just thought that's not a growth mindset that we can adopt there. Usually we're very good about that. I think just with the Ramesh, my aunt being a little preoccupied with my uncle with his ALS condition. He'd been in the hospital for 2.5 months, right? I think maybe during that time, the employees were a little bit more relaxed. The manager is very much on top of it. I'm actually very proud that he did go through with, trying to make him understand what the mistake was. But when we realized the employee wasn't, really understanding that, we just decided it's best to let them go so that we can go to the next chapter.
How long,
Unfortunately, yeah,
how long have you owned the store?
It's a long time.
20+ years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you had alcohol that long?
Around 8-10 years. Then we just did approve for we can sell the beer in the gas station. So all around that time, around 10 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Have you had other violations before?
Last time I think he's under mistake for they not put the license on the that time.
They didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, but any violations for sales to minors or things like that?
Not really sure. Yeah, no,
No,
because
okay.
I'm not here.
I don't see anything. In March of 23, they had a warning for the display of their
Right,
permit.
yeah, that's.
And then it was
that's
about a
right.
week later, they went back because they have to go back to clear the
Yeah,
warning
mhm.
and it still wasn't posted. So that
Okay,
was the
gotcha.
violation.
Yeah,
Okay, and
that's-
when was the sale,
This
like the minor sale?
This year.
April of
Yeah.
25.
Have you, do you have any point of sale system to require like, if they scan it, it's alcohol?
Yeah,
and
they
it
have
comes
the
up that
sign, right, we
Yeah.
require the ID all the time. Then you put the ID or scan the ID, then do
So how are
something.
they able to,
So,
are they able to bypass it or they?
what had happened, right, was we had an older POS system back then. And so now with our new C18s, a lot of the gas stations are changing their POS systems and it's more compliance issues with that. But with this new register system, we have it so that you can't punch in anything or bypass it, right? Before it was sometimes spotty because it was a very old, it was a C2 model. And so now it has a C18 that is the most updated version that is helpful for all the gas stations.
Mm.
And so with that, we also talked to the manager after we found out about this violation. We let him know hey, we've owned this site for almost as long as I've been born, right? For 20+ years, and we've never had this violation. This is something we take very seriously. Because this isn't our only gas station. We own around 30+ stations in the Indiana and Michigan, right? And so
we understand that if we want future licenses, right, it affects us dearly. So we take this very seriously. So with this new POS system, we are able to require it so that they can't bypass it. They give you the option to like clear it if it looks like somebody's over 40 plus, but we're not even gonna have that option. It's just, you're just gonna have to look at the IDs. And again, it's been a lot of conversations and we are, understanding that we did make a mistake and we want to rectify it just right.
The best way to avoid human error is to not do planned opportunities.
Yes.
Okay, I don't have any other questions. You?
No, it sounds like you're trying to run a good business, you take it seriously and, mistake happened, you figured out what needs to be done. So I'm in favor, it sounds like a mistake made, lesson learned.
Yep.
I'm in favor of a renewal. I'll make a motion for a 2-year renewal.
I'll second the motion.
The fine was paid.
$1,000. Is an alcohol compliance check.
Okay. We have a motion in a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. It's approved. Thank you.
Thank
Be
Thank
careful.
you.
Sorry.
Be
No,
careful
that's
out
okay.
there.
Now you know where we are. Hopefully we won't.
Yeah.
Okay,
You don't have any violations?
That'll be great.
I don't see anybody else on the agenda, so that being the case, I will ask for a motion for adjournment.
You have that motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
And a second, all in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you.